Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for the last week of October. This is the beginning of weekly readings, which I will integrate with the monthlies in a fashion so that I'm posting at least once a week. And I was inspired by the recent full moon in 27 degrees of Aries. Partly because I have a moon in Aries and it feels like a personal lunar new year, a reset of sorts, but particularly because significant planets are moving direct after a period of retrograde, which includes Pluto in 24 degrees of Capricorn gone direct, Jupiter 22 degrees of Aquarius, and Saturn in 6 degrees of Aquarius. And finally, Mercury moved at 10 degrees Libra, although it's further along now. This was last week when it turned direct. However, it is still in its shadow period and will continue to move rather a slow and deliberate acceleration rather than a shot out of the gate until the end of the first week of November, I believe. So we're still feeling a little bit of that shadow period, but Mercury going direct is a great relief. And for Leo, Aries and Libra falls generally in your 3rd and 9th house. So your 9th house is your higher mind, your higher education, spirituality, philosophy, publications. The 3rd house is the things that you know intimately and in great and thorough detail. It can also be communications with your intimates, etc., the way you process information. So Leo, I'm going to start by reading the bottom of this deck, and the card is meditation. Meditation is the hanged person, the hanged one, the hanged man in other decks, and this card indicates that you are taking a stop, you're taking a pause, you're looking within, you're consciously stepping back so that you can look for the answers within. You're also allowing yourself to sort of assess the situation in order to reverse your way of thinking. This is a conscious effort that you're making to upend your processes of thinking, the ways that you're thinking, and the ways in which your thoughts and thought patterns have been structuring your reality. So let's find out more. The Sun cards are the 6 of Cups, the Moon card, and the 10 of Cups. So these cards are describing the situation you're in right now, where you're at within the situation. The Moon in the center tells me that there is indeed a lot of deep unconscious information that you are connecting with at this time. You are connecting up with your personal and collective mysteries. It's the place in you that connects up with the collective unconscious. And those connections are being made to the invisible worlds, to those energies and entities that you can only see at night. You can only see in the dark. And it's interesting that the meditation card as well is also in the dark. So in order to go within and find the light within, we must go deep. We must dive deep. The 6 of Cups indicates that this is being inspired by an experience in the past. This is being inspired by a connection with someone with whom you had an innocent, a naive, a joyful, and pleasurable memory. You share a time of youthful enjoyment and pleasure and talent. And those talents that were the basis of this connection, this friendship, this time of nostalgia, you're actually looking to restructure, resuscitate almost that experience, that memory, and allow it to reach a new kind of fruition, a new level of satisfaction and even success. So the Ten of Cups is saying that despite your willingness and ability to dive down, to pull back into the dark, to go into the depths, that's very much inspired by a joyous time, a joyous connection, a deep connection, a memory, or a set of talents and skills that come naturally to you that you now want to return and develop, evolve this sense of talent, this relationship to its place of its potential. The moon cards here are where you find yourself, the situation you're in, the relationship you're confronting, the Seven of Wands, the Revolution card, and the Empress. The Revolution card is the same as the Tower in many decks. It's number 16. The Seven of Wands is re-emphasizing the sense of self-evaluation, evaluating your means of production. So it's really looking at your craft, your effort, what you do for a living, how you produce what it is that you produce. You're looking at that in terms of you're examining the fruits of your labor as to improvements, as to new ways of creating, improving the quality of those, new ways of planting your seeds. You've planted your seeds, but you're not satisfied with the results that you're getting. So you've made a significant investment here, and you want to see more. You want to grow that. You want to evaluate that in a new way. The Tower, the Revolution card, shows you to be the source to some extent of the enlightenment, of the inspiration, of the new understanding that you're gaining. You're gaining a new understanding of something. Perhaps it is the ways in which the institution, the organization, or the work itself that you're doing has cracks, has some fissures, where the disconnects are. And these disconnects are becoming larger and larger and the source of greater and greater inefficiency. So you're looking to correct that, Leo. You're looking to readjust that and correct the course you're on for a greater alignment towards a greater vision of the universe, of a better path, a more right path for you. And the Empress, of course, is you in your glory, Leo. This is you being thoroughly grounded in your natural talents, your natural abilities, your desire and ability to grow, to manifest with abundance, to be fertile. This is the artist as nature, nature as the artist. Everything grows, nothing is stagnant, everything is abundant, and it is generous, and it is the source of tremendous power and a knowledge of that power and ability. This is the cards of the solution. This is the way that you're negotiating a solution between the sun and the moon. As in the full moon, we have the Five of Pentacles, the universe or the world card, and the Three of Wands. So indeed, I see you moving towards collaborations with others. However, this is not until you've come through a period where you are actually wanting to move away from the crowd, wanting to move away from the things that have been familiar to you. So you're kind of leaving the community that is familiar to you. You're dissatisfied with that community. You're not receiving support from the familiar allies that you've shared with in the past because you don't want to stay the same. You don't want to keep doing what you're doing. At a certain point, you want to move away. This is a maverick card in this particular reading that I see. In fact, you're going for the end. You're closing out a cycle. And the cycle I sense from what I'm seeing in this reading is a cycle of doing things on your own, Leo. Being the leader, doing for self, creating a cycle of accomplishment, a significant cycle of accomplishment, and getting ready, preparing for a new beginning. So this is you kind of wrapping up, understanding that you've come as far as you have in a certain context, in a cultural context, that you now want to move beyond. You're wrapping it up. And the Three of Wands shows you in this desire to step out of your comfort zone and engage in new means, new projects, new ways of doing things. You're inspired to try a new path, to work with others, to test out a new set of ideas, a new set of practices, and see where they lead you. You're tentative here. I'm going to clarify the Moon card in the Sun trio of cards. I have actually shuffled these decks, but never hurts to shuffle them a bit more. And for the Moon, I have this Justice card, the Page of Wands, and the King of Swords. So the Justice card is clarifying the desire that you have to make something right, to set something on its best course, to complete this cycle with a sense of having righted a wrong, perhaps. And this wrong is something that you have experienced in the past. It's something you took for granted, and it's something that you now understand in a different way. You now understand how you can improve and make a certain experience of a memory, an experience of a talent, how you can right that, how you can correct it, and how you can make this fair. Something was not fair in the past. The King of Swords shows you committed to really examining and witnessing your behaviors in such a way that you are cognizant of the fact that the way you think is how you are structuring your reality. So as you structure your thoughts, hence you structure your reality and the way that you are focusing your will towards what you want. The Page of Wands shows an openness. It's also a message from the past. I'm getting a strong feeling, Leo, that you will be receiving a message from the past. It may be a connection with a former friend or a situation or an opportunity to work on something that you worked on in the past. Maybe it's a new project, but with a familiar set of peers. I'm going to clarify the Revolution card in the Moon trio here. So we have the Ten of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Okay. The Ten of Swords is, in this case, really echoing the Universe card here, the World. This is you completing a cycle, closing out a cycle, having exhausted yourself with considering, strategizing every possible means of moving this project, this team, this relationship forward, or your status as a partner, as a community member, you want to change that. You have a new understanding of that. You're letting go of what you have customarily done. The Two of Cups is indicating a powerful connection, a powerful choice that you have. And we have the Six of Cups here repeated. So the Six of Cups is very much, Leo, indicating a return to a former experience, a reconnection to a talent or something that came naturally and joyfully to you in the past. This is something that you have made a powerful connection. It could be with another individual. It could be with yourself. And I'm seeing a commitment, a promise to yourself to reconnect with a talent from your past, something you did, is something you may have even built up on in a different way, but you are recommitting yourself to that connection, that inner connection with a talent or skill that comes naturally and, Leo, pleasurably to you. It produces pleasure. And the success of this completion is not only dependent on the material revelation or manifestation, but it is as much the pleasure and the process and the satisfaction in having completed something that you prioritize for yourself. I'm not going to clarify the Empress, but instead I'm going to clarify the World card, the King of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Six of Wands. So we've got a few sixes here. The Six of Wands is a victory card and fits beautifully with the universe. The Temperance card also indicates a kind of overall review of your process right now. You're not only getting recognition for the work that you've done at this time, the recognition you're getting is important because you have been doing the work. You've been in the weeds for a very long time. And you have not always gotten the recognition that you deserve, but at this time you are being recognized for your efforts. The Temperance card is a greater overall healing, and I see this promise that you've made to yourself, Leo, as part of this healing. It's part of you reorganizing your experiences at a soul level. It's part of you balancing out the energies, the talents, the gifts that you have so that you can reorchestrate them and move in this new direction. And the King of Pentacles is emphasizing your manifestation abilities, your abilities to manifest. So this is powerful, Leo. I'm going to pull a crystal oracle card for you right now to finish off the reading. So this is, I'm not going to take all those, but what's on the bottom here is the rose quartz. And I definitely am going to read this. The rose quartz, self-love. I approve of myself and love myself deeply and completely. And Leo, I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate your presence here. Again, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot. Please like and subscribe if you found this video useful, helpful. It will also help my channel. Again, this is the first in a series of weekly readings that I'll be doing moving forward, coming out of this period of slow going, this very intense period of confinement for many of us, and look forward to being with you again. Namaste.